Next, Dana.
Nassourdine Imavov, listen, congratulations, brother. And final message for Khamzat Chimaev.
Félicitations, félicitations, je suis content pour lui. Il a gagné la ceinture. C'est quelqu'un que je connais, je sais que tu t'attends à... Je suis le prochain pour combattre pour la ceinture. Est-ce qu'il aura toujours la ceinture à ce moment-là? Est-ce que peut-être qu'il va monter de cateau ou descendre? Parce qu'il parlait. Il m'a pas call-out, donc j'ai pas envie de le call-out. Je veux juste combattre contre la ceinture et je call-out la ceinture. C'est à mon tour.
Il a dit félicitations. Sorry, he said congratulations, congratulations for the victory, congratulations for the belt. I don't want to call him out. I want to call out the belt. If he has the belt, of course we're going to fight for the belt. If he goes up in weight class, I'm going to fight for whoever got the belt. My goal is the belt is not Khamzat Chimaev.
Fresh off his dominant victory at UFC Paris, Nassourdine Imavov is making his case for a title shot against the seemingly unstoppable Khamzat Chimaev. But former champion Robert Whittaker has a stark warning for anyone brave enough to challenge Borz.
There's a lot of people saying you're not good enough to beat Khamzat.
People said against Adesanya that he was the best striker in the world, that I couldn't fight with him, but I knocked him out. This guy, Caio, I didn't have to fight against him. I fought him, I won every round. Once again, I proved that I'm the best, so for me there is no discussion then that I'm going to fight for the belt.
Stick around as we break down Imavov's statement win, Chimaev's reign of dominance, and what it might take to dethrone the undefeated champion. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Robert Whittaker knows Khamzat Chimaev better than most, and that knowledge came at a brutal cost.
I think Derrida's got a good shot. Derrida is a ground player. He's a tall bottom player, jiu-jitsu guy. I think Derrida's really unconventional. He's got some annoying attacks and shots that might give Chimaev some grief.
Last year, Whittaker faced Chimaev in what many expected to be a competitive bout. Instead, he suffered one of the most devastating losses in recent memory, a first-round face-crank submission that literally broke multiple teeth in his lower jaw. Now, speaking on the Arcade podcast, Whittaker delivered a chilling assessment. I don't know how anyone beats Khamzat at the moment. His wrestling is so high level, but Whittaker didn't stop there. The former champion offered a potential blueprint for victory. I feel like the way to beat Khamzat is with high-level jiu-jitsu. If Imavov has high-level jiu-jitsu, then maybe we'll see something.
If Nassourdine is the one to fight Khamzat, how do you think he does?
I don't know how anyone beats Khamzat at the moment.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
He's a menace, man, after
Honestly,
that Dricus fight.
His wrestling is so high level. You need I feel like the way to beat him is with high level jiu-jitsu. So if Imavov has high level back jiu-jitsu, which I know he does have high level jiu-jitsu, but if it's that high level, like Gilbert Burns high level, then maybe we'll see something. But I don't know. There's also fights are funny. Anything can happen to them.
For sure.
Maybe Chimaev dives into a knee or a foot.
Yeah. Yeah.
This isn't just analysis. It's a warning born from first-hand experience with Chimaev's suffocating dominance. But Nassourdine Imavov isn't backing down from the challenge. At UFC Paris this past Saturday, the Dagestani-born, France-based fighter made a statement that resonated throughout the Accor arena. Facing the undefeated Caio Borralho, a man who hadn't lost in over a decade, Imavov delivered a masterclass performance. He won every round on all three scorecards, ending Borralho's incredible 16-fight winning streak with surgical precision. The moment the final bell rang, Imavov grabbed the microphone and screamed to his home crowd, "I am next."
He just beat Borralho 50-45. What more do you want? A first-round KO, RDR won by split. Fuffy beat the shit out of a guy who's barely top 15. It's deservingly Nas's shot. And this is the problem with MMA Twitter. Okay, there's two things that annoy me. One, I never said that Nassourdine Imavov doesn't deserve a title shot. We both just said he deserves it. In fact, you could have made a case he deserved it more than Khamzat deserved it. But
that's not a case. It's unequivocal. Yeah. He deserved it more than Khamzat. That's not a case. That's just fact.
But you also have to understand that this is the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Okay, this is entertainment first, merit second. They're going to go with the fight that is more fun, that fans are more clamoring for. And it's just an absolute fact that unless RDR and Fluffy is the worst fight of all time, the fans will be clamoring for the winner of that fight to fight Khamzat Chimaev. And that is the fight they will make. Plain and simple. Even Imavov was great tonight, but this is the UFC. This is not Bellator. This is not PFL. This is not a meritocratic world we live in. We're going to put the more fun guy in there with our star to build a fight that more people will want to friggin' watch. That's it. That's all this is. No one is denying or knocking down what Nassourdine Imavov did tonight. He fought great. He fought a great fight and won. But Dana White, this is the reason why Dana White said those exact words when he announced the UFC Vancouver main event. The winner of Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Borralho is not the #1 contender, because on October 18th, Reinier and Anthony Hernandez are going to fight in the main event. The guy who stands alone and has the best performance and has everybody talking, that will be the guy that fights for the belt. And like we talked about earlier, that fight will be a more fun and thrilling fight than this one is. And that's who the UFC will reward. So we are not taking anything away from Imavov. This is a great win. He deserves to fight for the belt. He's just not going to unless a lot of things fall in his favor. Fair? Not fair? I don't know. But that's just the nature of the business. I'm sorry.
And honestly, he's got a point. This victory marked Imavov's 5th straight win, including a knockout victory over former 2-time champion Israel Adesanya earlier this year. At 30 years old, standing 6 feet 3 inches with a 75-inch reach, Imavov represents everything dangerous about the current middleweight landscape: technical striking, solid takedown defense, and the confidence of a man who's never backed down from a challenge. Now let's talk about the man sitting atop the middleweight throne. Khamzat Chimaev's rise to championship gold reads like something out of a combat sports fairy tale. If fairy tales included face-cranking submissions and record-breaking takedown numbers.
Oh, just gonna go and fuck him up, bro. That's it.
Everybody has the motivation.
Hey, Africa never gonna see the belt again. Sorry, guy.
Don't lie. Nobody heard what he just said. Not a single person here heard what this man just said. There's no way.
At UFC 319 in August, Chimaev didn't just beat Dricus du Plessis, he dominated him in a way we rarely see at the championship level. The final statistics tell the story. Chimaev landed 529 strikes to du Plessis' 45, secured 12 of 17 takedown attempts, and controlled the fight on the ground for over 21 minutes of the 25-minute contest. To put that in perspective, du Plessis, a former champion known for his scrambling ability, had spent less than 5 minutes in bottom position during his entire UFC career. Against Chimaev, he spent nearly an entire round there in just the first 5 minutes.
I would never game plan, just go in, work like I do in the gym. The guy is strong, couldn't finish. Respect that guy. The only champion who was saying my name. This guy has big heart. Real lion, African real lion. Thank you, bro.
Chimaev's response to Imavov's call-out was characteristically brief but respectful. Good fight. Assalamu alaikum. A simple message that somehow carries the weight of an undefeated champion who's never shown fear of any challenger. So where does this leave the middleweight division? While Imavov is making his case as the clear #1 contender, the picture isn't quite that simple. UFC CEO Dana White has essentially set up a tournament system. Reinier and Anthony Hernandez are set to square off at UFC Vancouver on October 18th, and the winner of that bout could potentially leapfrog Imavov, especially if they deliver a spectacular finish. But here's why Imavov should get the nod. His resume is simply superior. That knockout win over Israel Adesanya alone carries more weight than most fighters' entire careers. Add in his dominant performance against the previously unbeaten Borralho, and you have a fighter who's proven he can handle elite competition under pressure.
Wow, crowds once again on it, making great. Oh, lovely uppercuts. Breach the defenses of Adam. Oh, from Imavov. Oh! It's a chef kiss from Nassourdine Imavov.
There's a lot of people saying you're not good enough to beat Khamzat.
People said against Adesanya that he was the best striker in the world, that I couldn't fight with him, but I knocked him out. This guy, Caio, I didn't have to fight against him. I fought him, I won every round. Once again, I proved that I'm the best, so for me there is no discussion then that I'm going to fight for the belt.
There's also the practical element. Chimaev has expressed interest in returning quickly, and Imavov is the only contender who makes sense for a potential late 2025 bout. The D. Ritter Hernandez winner likely won't be ready until early 2026. If this fight does get made, we're looking at a fascinating stylistic matchup. Chimaev's wrestling dominance meets Imavov's technical striking and, as Whittaker pointed out, potentially superior jiu-jitsu. Imavov has shown excellent takedown defense throughout his career, and his length could be a factor. At 6 feet 3 inches compared to Chimaev's 6 feet 2 inches, with an equal 75-inch reach, the physical matchup is intriguing. But let's be honest, Chimaev hasn't just been winning, he's been dominating elite competition in ways that seem almost unfair. His combination of elite wrestling, improving striking, and seemingly limitless cardio has made him look unstoppable. The question isn't whether Imavov is dangerous. He clearly is. The question is whether anyone in the current middleweight landscape has the tools to solve the Khamzat Chimaev puzzle. That's your UFC Central update on the middleweight title picture. Whether it's Imavov's earned shot or a potential upset from the De Ritter Hernandez winner, one thing is certain: Khamzat Chimaev's first title defense is going to be must-see television. Robert Whittaker's warning echoes what we've all been thinking. Beating Chimaev might require something we haven't seen yet, but if anyone's going to try, the betting man's money should be on Nassourdine Imavov getting that opportunity. Keep it locked to UFC Central for all your Octagon updates, and we'll see you next time for more breaking news from the world of mixed martial arts.
What's up, guys? I'm here in Chicago, UFC 319. My weight class division, the title fight. I'll be the next one because I think Khamzat will win, and I'll be the next one to stop their woe. Let's go, Chicago. I see you soon.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. The advantage of this.
What I told the UFC, if you want me to fight Sean, I'm ready. If you want me to fight Khamzat, I'm ready. If you want me to fight Robert, I'm ready. Both Sean and Khamzat are my friends. But when we come in this level of the sport and in this position of top 5, top 6, 1 fight away of a title fight, we are not in the position to choose any fight. So I think everybody will understand it's just business and we're here to fight. That's what we do.
Caio Borralho sends a clear warning message to Khamzat Chimaev. I know Khamzat Chimaev's system. Here's how I'll beat him. What's up, fight fans? That bombshell warning just dropped from Brazilian contender Caio Borralho, and he's not stopping there. He's calling out champion Khamzat Chimaev with insider knowledge that has the entire MMA world buzzing.
I'll pick Caio for this fight, but I think it'd be, and also it's a well-matched fight, like I said, but I think it'd be edged out by Caio. They're fighting in France as well. Ooh, home court advantage. I don't know how that's going to play with Nassourdine, but I don't think it's going to be an impact on them negatively or positively. Yeah, I'm going to go Caio in this fight, and I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go decision by Caio.
Who do you think initiates the grappling first?
I think Imavov probably does, because the feet will be too much for him. The hands will be too much for him from Caio, so he'll have to mix it up to keep Caio guessing. I'm still going to go Caio, and I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. It'll be a good fight.
Plus, Israel Adesanya believes Borralho can beat Khamzat. And we're breaking down exactly why the former champion is backing the Brazilian. And you're watching UFC Central, where we dive deep into the biggest stories shaking up the octagon.
I know a lot of guys aren't out there calling out Dagestani guys, but that could be your little trademark thing. Is that something you might want to start calling out some more of the Dagestanis and taking that fight that other people don't want to take?
I can take anyone, man. I'm not gonna call the Dagestani guy. I have very respect for these guys. They're very tough. They are doing this wrestling thing since they were little. We saw Khabib, what he did, and I'm a big fan of him. So I don't want to make this like a rivalry, you know?
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
Let's break down this explosive warning. Caio Borralho isn't just talking, he's making a direct threat to Khamzat Chimaev's championship reign, and his confidence comes from a very dangerous place, inside knowledge. The Brazilian dropped this bombshell. I spent 1 month in his training camp when he was at All Stars, and I know very well how he works, his system and everything. I think I have an advantage between all the middleweight fighters.
I don't think that's the way, you know, so I think
the same thing. The same thing. I spent 1 month in his training camp when he was in All Stars over there, and I know very well how he works, his system, and everything. And I think have advantage between all the middleweight fighters.
This is huge. Borralho trained with Chimaev for an entire month. He knows the champion's training methods, his strategies, his system, and now he's claiming he can exploit that knowledge. But here's where it gets personal. Borralho made it clear. I have a lot of respect for Khamzat. He's like a brother to me, but now it's me or him. The Brazilian is calling his shot. I can threaten him with my ground game, especially on the bottom. When it comes to striking, my distance control and feints will make him shoot at the wrong time.
No, I think Dricus was more worried to defend the submissions than to get up, and he spent a lot of times just being with his back on the bottom, with his back on the ground, and didn't give his back too much to Khamzat. But I think he did a pretty good work defending, but then he annullated the other things to get up and get out of the positions, you know.
This isn't just another contender hoping for a title shot. This is a man who trained alongside the champion, studied his every move, and now believes he's cracked the code. Now here's where things get really interesting. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya believes Borralho can beat Khamzat Chimaev, and his endorsement is based on pure technical analysis. Adesanya broke down his prediction on YouTube. I'm going Caio in this fight by decision. Stand-up-wise, I'll give the edge to Caio. I like the way he strikes. I like the way he positions himself as a southpaw because he always has his foot in the right place.
I'll pick Caio for this fight, but I think it'd be, and also it's a well-matched fight, like I said, but I think it'd be edged out by Caio. They're fighting in France as well. Ooh, home court advantage. I don't know how that's going to play with Nassourdine, but I don't think it's going to be an impact on him negatively or positively. Yeah, I'm going to go Caio in this fight, and I'm going to go decision. I'm going to go decision by Caio.
Who do you think initiates the grappling first?
I think Imavov probably does, because the feet will be too much for him. The hands will be too much for him from Caio, so he'll have to mix it up to keep Caio guessing. I'm still going to go Caio, and I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. It'll be a good fight.
Think about this. Adesanya is a former champion who knows elite-level striking better than almost anyone. When he gives you the technical edge, that carries serious weight. The last style bender continued. He attacks well on the rear side. Left hand, left leg. He has good feints as well. So we have a situation where the challenger claims inside knowledge of the champion's system, and a former champion is backing him based on pure technical skill. This is setting up to be one of the most compelling title fights we've seen in years. Let's dive deeper into exactly how Borralho plans to beat the seemingly unbeatable champion. The Brazilian revealed his strategic approach. I know what exactly he's doing. What exactly is his system, and all these steps that he needs to go through, and how to deny these steps?
I think I'm the one that have advantage to beat him, because I know what exactly is he's doing, what exactly is his system, and all these steps that he needs to go through, and how to deny these steps.
Remember, at UFC 319, Chimaev absolutely dominated Dricus du Plessis with a UFC record 529 strikes and over 21 minutes of ground control. It was systematic destruction, but Borralho watched that fight and wasn't intimidated. He was taking notes. His game plan is brilliant. He might take me down in our fight. I accept that. It's more about how I can frustrate him. I can deny his steps and show my versatility. Borralho isn't trying to avoid Chimaev's strengths. He's planning to turn them against him. The Brazilian believes his bottom game can neutralize takedowns, while his striking can force mistimed shots.
I think you all heard the news. So I heard that Dricus du Plessis is hurt for a period of time. So I know a guy that never say no to any fights. Dana, Hunter, you know who to call. I'm waiting.
He's so confident, he's predicting the finish. I believe I'll finish him in the 3rd or 4th round. This is psychological warfare at the highest level. But here's the reality check. Borralho has to earn his shot first.
I think this fight is all about Chimaev, you know. I think if he's with his mindset right in everything, you know, injury, everything in the 185, then not have to cut a lot of weight. I think it's a great fight for him, you know. I don't think Whittaker wrestling is even close to Khamzat wrestling. I think Khamzat is a bigger guy. I think he's in a good shape. I think even his striking, I think he can strike with Rob, you know. Just because Rob is not in his prime anymore, even though he won from Borrachinha, but I think he's in a, with all respect, but he's a kind of decline, you know. I don't think he has the same hunger, something that was driving him to be a champion, to be one of the best world. You know, I just think he's just fighting, make money, get his family good, and I think to this kind of level competition, I don't think is all that we need. You know, I think we need to be hungry. You know, so I don't think he can match the style with Khamzat.
The UFC has set up what's essentially a middleweight contender tournament.